Hey guys, welcome back to the Rockford Ordinance. We are out at the Homestead today, and looky there, we have the beginnings of a road. So this is our Homestead project, the very beginnings. If you check last week's episode and one of our live streams too, you'll see we were talking about starting the project. Well, the road is going in, soon to be followed by electric, and we are rolling. So come on and check out what we're doing here with the road. So guys, if you remember last week, we were showing you around and we came down this tree line from the road out there, and they've got some gravel in. That's about 6 loads already, 3-4 inch stone. They've taken off about 10-12 inches here, and we thought it was going to be sand and rock, but they're just getting a little bit of clay, and they've got it down there. Today's Tuesday. It should be done by Friday. They got to go 2,600 feet total from the road down here all the way. They've got, I don't know, 300-400 feet done. I don't know, but we go all the way back there, and you can see there's the backhoe, and they got more equipment out back. So we got Carlos here in the backhoe. He's digging all kinds of stuff here. One day they got the road all the way back here to where the barn is going almost. It goes all the way to the back. We're about 10 feet off the tree line. Road's about 14 feet wide. We're putting the spoils here. It's all good topsoil, and that will be spread out into the farm field eventually. Once that road is in, the electric company is going to come back in and trench and put a line in. And yeah, this is a very expensive part of the project. I don't know if you can get the full landscape of the whole thing. So it's a long way down there. That's a full-size backhoe you see. And of course, we go all the way to the road. So yeah, it feels really good to have things get going here, and can't wait to get the electric in and get our barn up and at least get moved out here to the property. It's a long way down. Anyhow, there's a few costs involved. So a lot of it is the excavation, a lot of it is the stone. Hauling of stone is a big portion of it, and of course hauling off spoils, which, you know, these piles you're seeing here, I mean, look, they're up to the top of the door of the truck down there. It wouldn't be a little bit of dirt, so we're lucky we don't have to haul it off. We're also lucky that we don't have to haul it far. We got a quarry a couple miles away, so it all works out pretty good to save us some money. But don't get me wrong, it is expensive. Sure, maybe could have done it ourselves, but we didn't know how far down we had to go, and when you got them go more than a couple inches with just a bobcat, it's tough. But you know, it is what it is. Electric company says they're coming out, gonna have to go about 4.5 feet down to lay the line along here, and then once this is all spread out, and maybe a little bit of a berm, but it's all going to be spread out to the field, we're going to have red maples or fire maples all the way down. So it's going to be pretty. Well, you may remember in the first video we talked about the farmer coming out and green chopping the corn, and I thought, well, 60 feet was a lot, but as you can see, we've used hay, just about all of it. So it's bigger than you think when you start going. You know, you need more room. But all in all, happy to see it going. It's been a while. So guys, here's some of that stone we're talking about that they're putting down first. They scraped off 10-12 inches, and you know, it's pretty good size stones, but they're laying down about 8 inches of this, 6 to 8, and then we're gonna have a little finer on top and then a finish coat when it's done. But yeah, good stuff. So they brought in 6 loads of stone so far, and that's what it's got from the beginning of the road to here. And we got a long way to go. Well, boys and girls, give it a couple days and looky, boy, we moved a lot of dirt. Got in a lot of stone and even got the top layer on. And we moved the location of our barn. This is kind of the front parking area for the barn slash shop slash, oh, who knows, FFL maybe? Yeah. So I got this in, and to do it they had to move a whole lot of dirt. But yeah, there's our Big Red, our workhorse. We've had this thing since 2014. It was the last year for the Big Red, made by Honda. And I tell you what, it's never given me a lick of problem. And it's utility quad, or UTV. Works great. Yeah, so it's neat to see some progress and, you know, have something done. Look at that. Yeah, I know, just a cornfield and some gravel, but at least it feels like some progress. We moved the barn to this area behind me. It's going to go straight out behind me here. It'd be 40 by 60. And I was going to put it over yonder a bit here. We'll show you. So here's where we were going to put it. We were going to go through the trees here into this little opening. And there's a nice field out here. I think you guys have seen it driving through, but it was like the first access to the rest of the property. So when I first came out here, and there's this big open field. I don't know if they were, you know, if it was just a pasture for the family farm's cows or what, or I think it was a deer plot at one point, but you can see there's deer trails going in there, and we're at the top of the ridge. They all come out of here and go down to another 20 acres on the other side here. But it's the first place I came to, and I just happened to put my trail cameras here, and we're using the Flex by Spy Point, and they work great. Since we weren't out here, I put a lock on it and all, but they're cellular cams. I get video, high def video, high def pictures, whatever I want, within seconds of it going off, and it chooses between AT&T or Verizon, whichever has the strongest signal. Anyhow, we'll go through those. We'll get you a review on these cameras, but I just put one up here, and the deer traffic right through here was amazing. So the barn was going to go over in this field along the tree line here, and I thought, I don't want to disrupt them. So we just moved it to this side, and that way this little extension of the road here is like the access to Wonderland, you know. And now the barn will go here. So that drive is 52 feet wide. The barn's 40 feet wide, 60 deep, and it'll go in here. I think we'll put a people door over here, a little porch and whatnot, and that will be my shop. the woods continue on out, and the main road's out that way, a long way. You feel like you're back here, nobody can see you. House is going down that way, down toward the corner and in here, which I hate to disturb the wildlife, but hey, we're gonna have a beautiful view south, and it's gonna be something. One other thing I put in the other night when they first dropped the big stone, I went to Lowe's and got some pipe. And what I got was some Schedule 35 ABS, green pipe, sewer pipe, 6-inch, and we had them bury it. So it goes from that red stake there, underneath the road on a diagonal, to there. So we can run our well water to the shop. Even if I don't use it, I think it's a good thing to have. Whatever, you never know when you want to run wire or outdoor lighting, or who knows. So maybe a pole out here, put a light up, farm light, that kind of thing. So yeah, always good to have an access route. It's down deep enough for water so it won't freeze and all. And just one of those last minute things, so they put it in for me before they did the final compaction and all. By the way, it's not done yet. So what you're seeing here is just a few inches of I think number 1 or number 2 stone with fines over the big stuff, this kind of stuff, 4-inch baseball, sort of softball size stuff. They put that in, like 8-inch layer. Not as much as you would think. Then they put this on top, just a couple inches to barely cover it, and we're gonna let that settle in during the construction process through this winter and all, and then come back when the project's done and put another few inches of this on top, and we will be good to go. They still got all their equipment. We went out a ways, about 20 feet here, because we don't want to put trees and whatnot all along, and it'll be nice. That's where our electric transformer is going, about halfway between the shop and where the house is going to be, and we'll mosey on down that way here. So we were walking this way from the shop, which is back further on the property, and here's where our road makes a turn and heads out toward the town road out yonder. There's their roller, compactor. I always want to say steamroller, but that's not a steamroller. But about 7/10 of a mile to the road out there. And yeah, so it looks a little different than when you guys saw it. Boy, trying to drive on that bigger stuff, even after it's compacted, is kind of like surfing on bowling balls with your truck, Road is 14 feet wide. It actually seems to be going a little wider, but we left a little bit over here for grass along the tree line, and then I wasn't going to take up this much space, but we left quite a bit here, and I think what we're going to do is put flame maples all the way down to the road. The spacing, not really a tough thing, but you start out and you think, well, I'll do them every 40 feet. Until you multiply that out by how much it is per tree and whatnot, and you go, Yeah, that's another mortgage. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll go every 100 feet. So, that's 20 trees maybe. Maybe 25. I don't remember now. But, quite a ways. Anyhow, here's the compactor they brought in. And you can see the truck was here dumping today. And that's what's underneath. And that's some pretty good sized stone, guys. You see my boot there. I mean, I was trying to drive on it yesterday and wow. Anyhow, it goes down and then we crest a hill here and go back down, and those are just the tops of trees out there. I think you can barely see his roof and top of the windows on the house out there, but yeah, kind of the high point, so you can see the tree line that separates this field from and where the barn is to that what's going to be a deer feedlot. And then you can kind of see how uphill it goes again here. So there's lots of undulation to the land, and it kind of hides us back here. It's kind of cool. So I hope I'm not boring you guys yet, but boy, that was a beautiful sunset, wasn't it, through the trees there? What I haven't shown you, you know, you've seen the road coming in and you've seen it going over by the shop, but you haven't seen where we're putting the house. And since we're here right now, I guess I'll show you. We come in, and when we get to the back tree line here, we turn a little and see that opening right there? Right there? The house is going to be in there, so let's go take a peek, shall we? Anyways, yeah, back at the property, makes a turn left, and if you wanted to continue on to the shop, you'd head on down that way. Mrs. Rock's waiting in the car patiently. But they initially punched this through to do our perk test, which we're actually having a problem with right now. It's holding up a few things, but they punched through here, and we're facing due south right now. And this comes in a ways, and they did, I don't know, I think 2 test sites. Still owes us another one, but just a little bit down it's all rocky because this is the top of the ridge. So I couldn't get it to perk, and he was talking mound system. He says he can get a feeling. I think this was one of the sites. So under the leaves here, see how rocky and sandy or clay. Yeah, this must have been one of the sites. But telling us it's no good. Anyhow, facing due south here, you can see through the trees there, things go way downhill fast. And we're going to have a walkout, and all these trees are going to be cut out down to that field, and we'll have a perfect southwest view. Actually, this tree here is going to be the front left corner of the house, and from what the builder's telling me, it's actually about 15 feet that way. And it doesn't sit straight south, it's going to sit like that. And over in this area, it's going to be the garages, and the house will extend from here out yonder, and it drops off. There's some beautiful oaks back there, a whole little patch of them. You can just start to see the edge. We're going to save all of those, and the reason being, one of them grew up right through a rock, so that's the name of it. That's how we came up with the name, Split Rock Acres, or Split Rock Ranch, Split Rock Acres, Split Rock Estate, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're going to call it. So kind of cool. I'll show you a picture of it one of these days when I climb back in the woods there. But essentially, all of this is oak and shagbark hickory. There's a lot of scrub too, cherry, buckthorn, but there's a lot of hickory. It's a shame this one's going to have to come down, but it's right, well, maybe not. It might be just in front of the porch, but It's a beautiful tall hickory, and the deer love those hickory nuts. They've opened up thousands of them down here. You can see all the open hickory nut shells laying everywhere, and not to mention the acorns back here. So yeah, that's it. That's where the house is going. So we've got a guy that is coming out. He's going to open all this up using what they call a forestry, a forestry mulcher. They make them to go on bobcats or skid steers. They make them to go on backhoes, and it grinds up everything up to about a 5-inch thick tree, and it just will make the whole area into mulch. It'll all be gone. We're going to do about 100 by 100 for the footprint of the house, and then a little more to open up our view, and a little more so we can find a spot for the septic. And that'll be the next step here. Electric's coming in this week, and they're going to start trenching and getting that down. And now looking into well guys. So as soon as the electric's in and get the well going, that'll be cleared off, and we'll get the excavator going on the foundation, and we're moving right along. So guys, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for checking it out. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying it. If you have any questions about the process along the way, let me know and I'll answer them. And you can always talk about them on the live stream too, which I'm hoping I can get back in time to do. If not, we'll catch you next week. But remember, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when we're putting out another video or live stream. And thanks for everything you do for the channel. And as always, Rockford Ordnance